there's something I want to pick up on for our valued listeners and viewers, and that's the understanding that we have different parts, that we're different people in one body. I wish I had known that sooner. Because when we are young and we are in our formative years, and maybe sometimes even if you're older, there's an expectation that know thyself, know who you are. Who are you? What do you want? I have to do an
Mm-hmm.
American accent for that. Like, what do you want? Like, really? Like, what do you really want? And and the truth is, you have different, sometimes, often conflicting parts. So even a Laurie Smith born to act will find out she doesn't like all eyes on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could go, fair enough, she's already said she's sensitive and shy, so it makes sense that that version of her comes out. I can attest that I have the same thing. Miss,
Mm-hmm.
I love attention. Put me in the center of attention. That's my personal home. That's where I feel safe. Blah, 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 blah. Until you put me on the spot
Mm-hmm.
and I have insecurities and I don't get to show you how great I am, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually suddenly confronted with exactly whatever it is, right? Either the emotion or the not knowing. Oh my gosh, feeling stupid. Are you serious? Awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any of these things. And suddenly Evelyn does not like her, the eyes on her. I have been hiding like crazy, especially when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to my music, because that's such a naked, intimate thing to be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
I write music, and a lot of my songs are I downloaded from. I call it spirit. You can call it whatever you want, but they just came through me. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I didn't want to touch them. I didn't want to make them into something else. They've been given to me like this. That's what they are. And
Mm-hmm.
then they're not hits, and then I'm ashamed that they're not hits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where complications can come in when we are different parts and no, we don't know that that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this, I want to pick up on this for everyone. It's normal and it's wonderful when you hit that understanding. Hey,
Yeah.
and then even more magical when you're with a person who can give you the space, like your teacher did, to find that union and that
Mm-hmm.
that union that, hey, like you now described, we can be everything. We can be at peace with everything.
Yeah.
So my
All
question,
of the parts can be there. And someone within the past few weeks pointed out it's a very American thing to like, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing to comfort my inner child,
mm-hmm,
which is very different from like something's happening. My inner child is possibly having a freak out, and the other parts of me that I'm aware of are going to comfort the inner child while continuing forward if that's what we really want. And I was like, because I think I had this impression that like you're supposed to stop and go comfort the inner child and then everything has union, instead of how you
mm,
might reach the union is to let all the parts be there and be aware
wow.
that one part of you is going, I've got this. And another part is going, but I just want to cry in the middle of it.
That's amazing. So my question, I'm thinking about, if I was someone watching this or listening to this, I'm like, wow, these two are very passionate about acting, but they sell coaching. What the hell?
Yeah.
And maybe that's why. And who knows? Tell me, why are you coaching now? Why are
Yeah.
you not just acting, woman?
I do it all. So I'm still acting, still directing plays, absolutely love it. And I had it's like I had another calling emerge. I was teaching acting and voice for actors after I went to grad school. And one year was a disaster because I was trying to teach like my teachers. And then I discovered coaching. A student came up to me and said, "You're different. The way you do it when you're trusting yourself is less professorial style and more coaching style. You evoke what's in us. You look like you're reading people's minds. But when you don't trust it, it's really not working for you."
Nice. Eh?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Led me to a coaching class. I come back a year later and I'm doing it. I'm building my way. I'm blending like my way. And the year before had been like we were dropped into the middle of the set of Mean Girls. And then we had to repeat because of budget cuts with a class that was twice as big. So I'm teaching 38 people, and some of them are the repeats from the Mean Girls experience. And I'm doing it a different way. And by the time they were warming up for their final scenes that year, everybody was vibrant and alive from head to toe. And they hadn't even started acting yet. And I was sitting in the corner with tears streaming down my face. And I heard this voice from within me. One voice said, I want more of this.
Mm.
And another voice said, this shouldn't just be for actors anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I've changed the name of like, who is it I'm working with?
Mm-hmm.
It's people who want to change the world and make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to be people who are sensitive. They don't fit that mainstream. I really want to like blow up all the industrial speaking boxes
Yeah.
and bring more of like what Richard Side, my teacher, was bringing to me to help evoke the most powerful, agile, creative, trusting myself actor that I could be to the leaders who are changing the world, because
Mm.
speaking and acting are so similar. So I have both. I spend I spend my time acting and coaching people to come alive themselves when they're speaking because
Mm.
they're so similar. And then time with my husband and walks in nature and yoga. And that's like my dream life and has the feeling of rightness. Like this is what I'm here to do.
I love it. I get it. And the question that I'm asked in that context, I'm going to ping over to you. You just said acting and speaking are so similar. But wait a minute. Me as a business leader, as a passionate, soul led, heart led, purpose led, wonderful, real business, I don't want to act. No, no, no. No, this is not pretending to be someone else, Lauri. I need to be me. So, what are you talking about? Acting and speaking are the same. One is you're pretending to be someone else. Here, I'm not pretending. I want to be more me. How on earth is that the same and connected?
Yeah. So, in order to be an actor who is really acting and not just standing up there and being themselves, we have to actually get emotionally and kind of energetically naked. So, the metaphor that I love for this is like if I, Lauri, want to go play the Queen of England, if I show up in my t-shirt with my California hoodie, and then we try to put the crown on and the outfit of the queen, it's going to be confusing for people. It's not going to read as that character. So I strip naked and then I put the queen on. For speakers, they're emotionally and energetically doing the like strip naked from everything that society told you you should be, or the hand gestures and the outfits that they told you were good speaking, and then actually speak from the nakedness that is your full self. So I've got quizzes with masks and things like that, and it's like my porcelain doll mask was created by me almost like a repetitive stress injury. I was only showing people this silent good girl who goes along, and then it got like hardened and hardened and hardened until all of a sudden now it's like a repetitive stress injury and I'm stuck. And I feel like that's all I can do. For speakers, it's letting go of like if somebody told you you can only show the world your intelligence and you want to give a TED talk that goes viral, you're not intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
It's letting the only repetitive stress injury of that go, being more emotionally naked, and then connecting with the people in the room that
Mm-hmm.
day and letting your full self be the one who's speaking to them.
That sound to me that sounds heaven, like heaven. You are really good at articulating that. Thank you.
Thank
Really
you.
great articulation. And I'm wondering, do people get scared of you?
I believe some people probably do. And I have I talk about like, I am still learning to let go of the good girl in my business. I've actually logged a lot of hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I have reached the point where if somebody is quote unquote scared of me, it means one or two things. I'm not their person in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you are. Maybe there's another speaking coach out
If
there,
they're not scared about me, then how of me?
Yeah, they're not scared of, there's someone else that is their
Yeah.
person, or it's not time yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be like, not in this lifetime, because there's something like they're not ready to go there yet,
Mm-hmm.
or we're just not aligned. There's somebody else out there. But if it's scared of me, it's probably a not yet, not this month, not this year, not this decade, not this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm really like, if Good Girl were in charge, I would try to tamp myself down to make them not scared.
I've never
Wild
done that.
Woman, no, I've never done it either. I'm just kidding. I've
Hmm.
totally done it. That's where the
Totally done it.
confusion has come
Yeah.
from.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment, us talking has kind of gotten me more in contact with the like untamed, unmasked me. So it's very clear. I would say I'm just not their person, or it's not time yet, rather than trying to tamp myself down to make them not be so scared. Well, transformation can be scary. Coming home to ourselves and letting go of what we've been told we need to be safe for our whole lives can be a little scary, to a lot scary. So it's
Mm-hmm.
different to say, if you're scared, that's completely and utterly normal, than to try to make you not scared.
Yeah. And the more we can embrace fear as something that's okay rather than something that you have to avoid at all costs, the more free you will be.
Yeah.
And there is that. I think we have the actor's advantage is that we got to play with emotions from an early age on, whereas the
Mm-hmm.
normal person did not, especially people who've gone through the corporate path first,
Mm-hmm.
learned to not. The idea, especially for women, is don't be too emotional. Historically, do not be hysterical. Do
Yeah.
not, now it's new, just you're over emotional. Oh my God, you're getting emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Criticism still. Whereas you and me had the beautiful honor to go, no, we're playing with those emotions. We're literally, I talk in my TED talk about emotional fluidity.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I think, something that we really need and that I love working with people on, because if you don't have a range of expression, you're gonna be boring.
Yeah.
Or as they said in the good place, right? You're basic. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? You're basic.
Yeah.
We need that. And I love the way you express it, because you just make it very clear. Okay, I want to know. I know time is getting on, and there's so much that I want to know. Can you share an experience with us about how you overcame something that was really difficult for you? 'Cause I'm imagining the people that are listening, they want to be impactful, powerful speakers. They're listening to us speaking effortlessly about something we're clearly passionate about. But surely life must have been challenging in your adult years as well at some point. Would you
Mm-hmm.
be willing to share something that didn't go well for you and how you dealt with that?
um, I will share a moment when, like, before the sort of breakthrough in the theater class. I was an executive assistant. I was the executive assistant to the CEO. So I was sort of like the head executive assistant. And we had a party for the company where we all made centerpieces ourselves for the party. Like all the executive assistants got together and made these really beautiful centerpieces,
Like
each one of a
flowers or
kind.
what?
Like metal and like it was a holiday party, so it was like gold and silver metal like art
Mhm.
pieces that were the
Okay.
centerpieces, and people just took them. Like I don't know why on earth you would do that, because for all they knew, it was from a rental company, and all of the executive assistants were very upset. Like okay, maybe not all, but some of us were very upset and wanted to keep our own because it was a piece of art we'd made ourselves. I frequently found myself in life, because I can be very clear, and now I'm the head executive assistant, nominated to go in and
Hmm.
ask someone to get them back for us. And I walk in the room and I'm trying, because I'm like, oh, I'm mortified that this thing was taken and I want it back. And, but I'm trying to just use my smart mask to logically explain. And he is not understanding me. Like, I'm attempting to articulate, we made these things with our own two hands and we all really want them back. Will you help us get them back?
Hmm.
But I can't do it because it's so emotional and I'm in the corporate world and I'm trying to just be logical and the tears are like coming up. So that part was not going well. Like, it's funny, not funny as I look back now. And then there was a moment where he said, I don't understand. Like, he literally did not understand what I was trying to say. And you just said I'm a pretty clear person. So I took a deep breath and I opened my heart and I just started speaking through the tears. Like, I just let the, like, we all made these things with our own two hands and we're really upset and we want them back. Will you please help us get them back? And like tears. And to his credit, the tears, like, there was a little bit of like, whoa, I've never seen her like this. Cause hello, masked up jaw tension woman just left the room. And he just took a little bit of a like, whoa, and said, I understand now. Yes, I will help you get them back. And we got the vast majority of them back. So the first part did not go well. The second part, I actually would argue, was like, that was another huge breakthrough. At the time, I think I saw it as like, oh my God, I just completely fell apart and started crying in Jack's office. And it's not supposed to be like that. It is. I needed to go through the tears to be able to now ask for things in my life where sometimes I'm still crying when I'm asking for things that I want. Other because I'm moved, or because the little girl within me is like, why do I even have to ask? Why can't you just intuit it? And more often in my life, when I ask for something that I need, I don't cry like that, because decades of holding back and not asking for what I want is not all mixed in with it.
Well, and you learn from a really young age that when you cry, you don't get. So you have to
Yeah.
be quiet to get what you want. So all that mixed in with the expectation to be professional, which does usually not include tears.
Yeah.
I've not seen that in any working contract. Yes.
No. Oh my God. But it would be fun to be like, if you feel like crying, we are asking you to sign this contract to go ahead and do it inside of an organization.
That'd be great, actually, to give that freedom to people. It probably will stay longer.
Yeah.
But I like this piece very much, as if we have people here that are in the corporate world that are wondering, how do I work with my emotions as I am becoming more expressed, as I'm becoming more in touch with myself? Sometimes people feel that there's a contrast between who they really are and becoming and who they need to present at work. And then there's a frequent conversation. I need to change my job. I can't be in corporate anymore. I need to. That's where people become crystal healers and color consultants and life coaches and all
Mhm.
coaches like us really quickly, because they can't take it anymore. But there is actually a space where, what if you allowed yourself to be more you in that corporate space? No, no, that's not possible. Well, guess what? Lauri's story just shows us not only is it possible, it is powerful. But that
Mhm.
requires a different kind of leadership. That requires courageous leadership.
Yeah.
My suspicion is that moving forward, as we are in this age of advancing AI, this kind of very, very human leadership is going to be more and more powerful. And the idea of holding it together and being Miss Perfect, Miss Goody Two Shoes, Miss I've got it all together, however you want to call her,
Mhm.
that's what the machines are doing. And you will never keep up with them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great idea to encourage that. And now the next thought might be, oh, but I can't be over emotional. I can't just be breaking down and crying all the time. Oh my God, I'm perimenopausal. I cry all the freaking time. This is not the same. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we get to take a breath and find there's a trust that you have with yourself clearly, and you've put hours in, that you can have something happening like that. Doesn't mean it happens all the time, every day. If you're crying every day at moments you cannot predict, you might want to check what's happening. And that might be hormonal or it might be psychological. That's very different from having occasional or regular, very emotional experiences. I wanted
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
throw that
And
in.
I always love to say the way out is through. The
Hmm.
world has told us that the way out is to suppress and go backwards.
Hmm.
In reality, it's speak through the tears when it's a moment that is moving to you rather than the like, possibly you're having a hormonal phase where you really are crying all day long and like nothing is happening. You're just sitting there like looking out the window and you start weeping. It's different than there's a moment where I'm expressing something and some tears are coming up.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
the in so I studied musical theater, and we learn to cry ourselves through a song to prepare. So if I want to
Yeah.
sing a song that's really emotional and I want to take you with me on the ride, but I can't sing. This is really touching. Less like step one is usually I put the emotion down, because once I cry, I cannot sing. Once
Yeah.
you really cry and lose yourself, you cannot speak. So what do I do now? So you cry yourself through the song, and then once you're done really out crying Eponine, trust me, it takes a while. But
Hmm.
once you've outcried it, then you can sing, get to the edge of that emotion, and then you learn to pull it back just slightly. So you're surfing on that edge, and that means your audience will cry, you do not. So
Yeah.
when it comes to speaking on stage, and we want to share really vulnerable messages that still make us cry, then that would be a really great way to rehearse it. It's like, yeah, well, let's cry through it so that you
Yeah.
can go there, but you're going
Yeah.
just to the edge. So it's a bit different than the impromptu scene in the office, but just to bring that all
Yeah.
together for people.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're speaking, the very same thing. Like you might tell your story and cry your way through your story in a safe space. And then eventually you find that surfing feeling, which means you're vibrant and alive from head to toe. And you're starting to have that fluidity that you talked about earlier.
Exactly. And this aliveness, I think this is where we meet as well. That's, I am, I'm, I would say I'm burning for that. I'm not literally burning, but that is my passion.
Yeah.
Bringing that aliveness out in people. It makes me so happy to see that. What about
Me
you?
too.
You
Me
too, right?
too. That's, yeah. Yeah.
So why is that? Why are you so passionate? Why is that so important? I mean, who cares really? Come on, just do your speech, do it well, get through it, get your points across. Don't die. Isn't that enough? Why do you have to
No,
be so alive? Come on.
it's not, because it is not as moving. So I love to work with people who want to change the world in some way. If you're just getting your points across, the energy in the room is not changing.
Hmm.
So I can inform you about 6 bullet points, and you're going to look at the bullet points, jot them down, walk back into living your life exactly the way you were living it before. If we're alive and the energy in the room changes because of the experience when we're talking, people are more likely to go do something different in their lives, which is now changing the world one room at a time.
Yeah, we like that sort of stuff. So we're creating, rather than having an information event, we're creating an experience, and the transformation is via the energy. Not what
Yes.
you say, but who you become when you say it. What comes out of you, energetic, the stuff that you cannot see when you do it, and that's the magic. That is
Yeah.
right. We're like, yes,
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Yes.
like that's
Yeah.
orgasmic. That's when the
Yeah.
light starts flowing out. I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so,
I'm totally feeling that now. And I
oh,
could talk to you forever.
good, but we
And I'm
won't.
pretty sure you'll come back at some point. Thank you so much for playing like this. Um, I'm so alive. I want to stay here forever. And it
I
is
love
time to
it.
go. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Um, if people are wanting to connect more with you, share verbally how they can do that.
You can go to my website. It's my name, evelynbrink.com. Please make sure you've got the three E's in it. Evelyne. Brink, because there is an Evelyne Brink without the E, and she knows everything about me because she gets all the emails that were meant for she knows when I buy a house, when I get divorced, all these things. So Evelyne Brink with EVEL1E.com. I've got I need to change it on the website. My newsletter is not a newsletter, it's a muse letter. I write
Nice.
musing. I will make sure to inspire you. I'm officially called a muse to some people. So feel free to get in touch that way. Email me. And my email address is just eve@evelynbrink.com. And of course, I am on all social media channels. Instagram. I do some wicked stuff on Instagram now. So go check that out. Instagram/Evelyne Brink. Surprise. LinkedIn, same thing. All Evelyne Brink. You will find me. Google me and entertain yourself for hours. But it'd be lovely to hear from you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you're listening and you love today's episode, do all the things. Like it, rate it, share it with a friend, and come back and listen to the next one.